guys, it's April. So today I'm going to show you how to get this Teen Witch Louise Miller inspired look. So Teen Witch, made in 1989, one of my favorite movies growing up. I feel like Troop Beverly Hills, Teen Witch, Harry and the Hendersons, these were all movies that I religiously watched as a child and was obsessed over them. And I don't know about you, but I always wanted to be Louise Miller, even though now as an adult, I'm just like, not my favorite character from the film anymore, but definitely growing up, I was obsessed and I loved Robin Lively. And so I decided that I was gonna finally do a tutorial. I had been thinking about it for a few years now, tried the look out once a couple of years ago, and now I'm finally getting to it. And for the Halloween season, so what's more appropriate than that? So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I did a little poll where I asked you guys if you wanted me to recreate her permed look or one of the looks she wore in the earlier part of the film that's a little bit more straight, kind of crimped, a little bit more. She was trying really hard to be cool, as opposed to this was just magic. But yeah, I guess you can say that the permed look won by a hair. No, that was bad. I figured. Anyways, there's not much to say about this look except that the makeup is very simple, very contoured. The eyeliner, I literally just basically did my mom's makeup routine that I remember seeing her do from the early 90s that she had since she was in the 80s. Like she was just did the same makeup routine. She kind of still does. She doesn't have a perm anymore, but she's been itching to get one. But the hair is really where it's all at. It's very curly, very big. In fact, I'm having trouble fitting all of it into the frame. But anyways, enough of me talking. Let's get on to the tutorial. Starting off with my hair, I am sectioning off the undermost layer and just putting the rest of my hair up in a ponytail and raking and brushing through with my fingers to get any knots out. Now I am taking a curling wand and a small section of hair and I'm spiral wrapping this around the wand, which means you twist the hair a little bit as you roll it up. And I'm just holding that for a few seconds and then letting the curl loose. And this is going to create really beautiful spiral curls. After you've done the undermost layer, you section off the top and you start working on the middle layer. Once again, taking tiny 1 to 2 inch sections of hair, spiral wrapping it around your curling wand for a few seconds, letting it go, and just continuing on till you get to the other side. Now working on the top hair, I am parting my hair off to the side, and on the side that has more hair, I am splitting that into 2 layers, grabbing tiny little sections and just repeating the same process of spiral wrapping the hair around the wand for a few seconds and letting it go. And if you get these weird little hooks on the end, just wrap that around the curling wand just to get them actually curled. Now I'm working on the last section on the left side of my head. Once again, same process, nothing different, just spiral wrapping your hair around a wand and holding that for a few seconds. Also forgot to mention, it doesn't really matter what direction you do this in, and you can do this in multiple directions if you like. It really doesn't make a big difference in the end. And here I am just finishing up curling the rest of my hair. I decided to curl my bangs a little bit, but this is an unnecessary step. I realized in the end it didn't really matter. So now I'm just using my hands and I'm breaking the curls apart into 2 to 3 pieces per curl. And this is just going to give you more volume. It's going to help make the curls look a little more natural. You can keep some of the spiral curls intact just to get different textures in the hair. And then once you're done, you just use your hands to kind of gently rake through and shake up and break up the curls. Now working on my part, on the side that has more hair, I am taking little skinny sections of my hair, teasing it at the root, and then I'm hairspraying with some hairspray, and then I'm flopping it over to the other side so that the hairspray dries in that shape. And this is going to add volume and a lot of height. And now I'm just gathering the hair that I teased because I want a sturdy base for our little ponytail that we're gonna recreate. So I'm making sure I got all the pieces that I need. You're just gonna section that little piece off, tie it up with a hair tie, and just start working on your bangs. So if you don't have bangs, you may not need to do this look, but if you do have bangs, split them into 2 layers. One layer you're gonna curl forward, and that's towards the front, and then the layer in the back you're gonna curl back. And then after you're done doing that, you just kind of comb them, fluff them, tease them at the root a little bit. You want them to kind of fan out in this like little fan shape. Now working on the sides of the hair, because we want to make sure that we have a lot of volume, I am just taking my little teasing comb and teasing at the root, and then I'm spraying some hairspray and I'm scrunching. Scrunching your hair is so important because it helps define the curls. But when you're doing this, just make sure that you actually hold your hand there and let it dry in that shape and then let it go. So Louise Miller has this very interesting like hair scrunchie accessory thing that's kind of like cone shaped, and I don't have that. So I am taking a piece of pink paper and some tape, and I'm just wrapping that around the base of my ponytail. And with another piece of paper that's much more sturdier, kind of like a cardstock material, I'm creating a slightly coned shape, and I'm just pinning it to the base of the ponytail, really. Of course, you can just use a pink scrunchie. I think that would work well too, but I feel like the hair accessory was so unique that I had to try to recreate it. And now I'm just fluffing and teasing the hair that's coming out of the ponytail just for a little volume. And just to kind of balance the shape out, I took some from the top and then pulled it up and then just pinned it a little bit. And here I am, teasing my hair a little bit more. You can never go wrong with a lot of volume for a late 80s, early 90s look. Don't forget to scrunch because we want those curls to be defined. And now I am going on and teasing the other side, as you can see, getting that nice and fluffy, and once again scrunching and hairspraying the hair just to get that volume and definition. Now for the cobra effect. So on the hair that's at the very side of your face, you spray it with a little hairspray, start combing it back, and then you hold the comb there and you spray it and let that dry, and that's going to hold its shape. And then with the hair that's kind of over, you just sort of brush it behind, and you get just this very interesting kind of, I mean, really it's a cobra effect. I really don't know how else to describe it. And you do that to the other side as well. And then now we're going back to the bangs. I'm re-teasing, re-fluffing. I definitely understand why like 80s girls and 90s girls spent a long time on their hair. This stuff takes a lot of patience. And I'm doing a little bit of height just in the very front of my bangs to kind of get that sort of mall bang effect, but not fully there. It's like a baby mall bang. And then once again, lots of preening and teasing. Moving on to makeup. So go ahead and prep your skin with a moisturizer or a primer, and then apply a full coverage matte foundation all over your face. Make sure that it's your shade color. I mean, you can go a little lighter if you want, or even a little bit darker, but your face shade should be ideal. And then when you're done doing that, powder your face with some loose powder all over. Get it very matte. And with a large powder brush, pick up a contour shade and start contouring the hollows of your cheeks and towards your temples. The 80s, 90s, early 90s that is, were very into contour. Now to kind of get that flashback look, you're going to take a light face powder and put that underneath your eyes and some of the key points on your face. And now I'm taking a warm bronzer in that same brush and applying that to the hollows of my cheeks and temples just to add warmth to the face. With that same powder brush and a muted pink blush, I'm going to apply that to the same sections because I did like to contour their face with blush back then. And just because my nose looked a little bit lost, I'm taking some of that contour powder and a fluffy blending brush and just adding some shape to the sides of my nose, and then applying some more light powder underneath my eyes because I feel like that flashback look was definitely something I saw a lot of during then. And here I am just using some regular face powder just to kind of blend my contour out a little bit. Apply a little bit of lip balm to prep your lips, and let's move on to the eyebrows. Taking a spoolie and a medium shade concealer, run that through your eyebrows just to lighten them up a bit because Louise had lighter eyebrows. And with a large fluffy blending brush and a warm brown tan shade, start sweeping that into your crease and then blending that out, getting it towards the eyebrows and then blending that out towards the temple. It's okay to bring the color almost all the way up. Now I'm taking a peachy shade with some of that warm color and a little bit of a fleshy color, and I'm applying that to the lid just for a sheer wash of peach. And with a little shader brush, I am picking up like a nude to white shade and applying that to my brow bone and lid. Going back in with that fluffy blending brush, I am picking up like a deeper brown mixed with some of that tan just to add a little bit more depth, and I'm working that really deep into the socket of my crease. And then once again blending that out. By the way, I forgot to mention, keep the colors very matte for this look. Now I am taking a black pencil liner and lining my top lash line very thinly and as close to the lash line as possible. I'm putting some of this on my lower lash line and I'm tight lining and adding that to my waterline. Now with a little brush or your finger, smudge out that eyeliner to get it very soft and diffused. And now I'm going in with a little shader brush and picking up that like warm tan shade we used earlier, and I'm using that just to further soften the eyeliner. I don't want it to be super stark or harsh. And here I am just really making sure that I'm blending that out and working that really well into the eyeliner. This also helps set the eyeliner for you. Using my finger, I'm just picking up some of that peachy shade and touching that onto the lid because I felt like I lost the color. And then because I need it to match my other eye, I'm adding a little bit of that white to the lid. Go ahead and curl your eyelashes. And now we're gonna apply a ton of mascara. So we're not gonna put any false eyelashes with this look, so it's very important that you layer on a lot of mascara on your top lash line, just a little bit on your bottom lash line, you don't need to put too much, and then on your top lash line, add a second coat. Now I'm using a black eyeliner and I'm just touching up my waterline just to make sure that it's defined. And with a little tiny powder brush and a bubblegum pink blush that's satin finished, I'm adding just a little bit of that onto the apples of my cheeks, kind of going back towards my temple. Just a little bit for that girlish, youthful flush. Now I'm wiping off that excess lip balm and I'm taking a corally pink, slightly frosty sheer lip gloss. I feel like this is the perfect color for that Louise Miller look. And just go ahead and lacquer up your lips. And here I am just accessorizing. These are some authentic 80s earrings that belonged to my aunt back in the day. I basically only have one of each earring. I lost all the pairs. And I decided on the purple seashell. And of course you can't be Louise without her amulet, and this one I just made by gluing a gem onto a necklace that I previously had. This is it for the completed Teen Witch look. As you can see, lots of hair. You're gonna spend a little time curling it, but I think it's worth it. I also got this like, I think they call it like cobra bangs, where like it kind of comes out on the side. It's not as big as it can be, but I definitely have a little bit of that going on, which I don't hate. I kind of like it. And then my 80s jewelry, that's authentic 80s jewelry that belonged to my tia Emma. It's unfortunate though that I only ever have like one earring. I used to have pairs and I don't know what happened to them. They all disappeared. These are the only authentic 80s earrings that I have now that are still a pair. They're these little silver, you know, it's not really relevant. I didn't end up wearing them because I didn't think they went with my, well now I'm like, maybe they don't look so bad with this outfit, but I really like my little seashell earring. Anyways, a really simple look. I feel like the makeup is just very bronzy, eyeliner, a contoured cheek and blush combo, and a little bit of lip gloss and matte. It's a very, very matte look. I've always noticed that, like watching the film, that Robin Lively's makeup looked very, very matte. I'm not sure if that was just necessarily the look back then or if they were just trying to prevent shine because they're working on a film. Not really sure, but I just decided might as well go for the really matte look. I had to even highlight it under my eyes, although it kind of went away now. It's been a while wearing this makeup, but that like darker white highlight powder underneath the eye is very much an 80s thing that I remember seeing. I mean, it predates that actually, but once again, not relevant. Yeah, I love this look so much. I always wanted to be Louise Miller of Teen Witch, and I'm finally excited that I get to dress up as her. I don't know how many people would recognize this though as like a Halloween look. I feel like, once again, a slightly obscure reference, although is it really though? I mean, they show it on like Freeform. Can't be that obscure, right? Anyways, I'm talking in circles. Love this look, very simple. I feel so weird because I rarely wear black eyeliner on my waterline. It's just something that I never really liked wearing, and as you can see now my eyes are a little bit red. It's fine, it's okay. But yeah, love Teen Witch, absolutely cheesy, but also one of the best movies ever, and I love like the Top That song dance number thing. There was that like I Like Boys in the gym locker room. That one was like, did anybody else feel like that scene was sort of out of place? I think they were just looking for an excuse to put like really hot girls dancing around to maybe like draw in guys to watch this movie because it is more of like a chick flick. I don't know, I just always thought that that scene was a little bit misplaced. One of my favorite scenes though, the voodoo doll of her teacher that was an ass. That teacher was such a jerk. He was awful. I remember my face getting red and hot watching that scene where she's in class and he like goes through her, what was it? Did he go through her bag or something fell out of her bag and he picked it up and it was like her birth control and he's just showing the entire classroom and I'm like, are you kidding me? What a jerk. What a jerk. Anyways, enough of me talking. I feel like this is probably going to be a long tutorial, so I should probably stop talking. Anyways, all the products that I use will be listed down below in the description box. And once again, anything that you need to find from like social media to the footage that I use to the music, all of that will be linked down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I have about 1 or 2 other videos in mind to finish the Halloween season. I was thinking and hoping to do a Queen Doris of Forbidden Zone makeup tutorial because I love Susan Tyrrell. And then I was thinking about doing a second Love Witch look. I wanted to do her like updo, that kind of really Edwardian inspired updo, but we'll see how things go. I was actually gonna film yesterday and can you believe it? The power went out like at, what was it, 10 o'clock at night? My life. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and until next time, bye.
Supersonic, idiotic, disconnected, not respected, who would ever really want to go and top that? Such a waste of pretty face, hanging in your nose space. I wish that you would take a look and really stop that, top that, stop that. I don't really give up about trying to top that, stop that. I wish you'd finally take a look and really stop that.